what's going on?
We're logging into you.
Good morning. This is Judge Alyssa Perez presiding over the 210th District Court criminal docket for August 11th, 2022. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders and directives regarding COVID-19. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. would you call our first case, please?
Top of page 6, Judge. In cause number 2019-0D06836, State of Texas versus Victor Manuel Greco. Announcement of council, please.
Samantha Rock on behalf of the state. State's ready, Your Honor.
Morning, everybody. Myrna Pages for Mr. Victor Griego, and we are ready as well.
Ms. Alanis, are you on this one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, as I pull up the summary, you want to give me a little bit of an update? Let me see where we were. This name rings a bell.
So with Mr. Griego, basically what happened with him, he was placed on 8 years deferred probation. An MTA was filed back in October of last year. And then there was 2 amended motions to adjudicate were filed. He was rearrested in April of this year by the Border Patrol for in-transit transportation illegal aliens. Basically what happened at the last court hearing, you were just waiting to see what was the outcome from the federal charges. I did call them this week. They said that he has a rearrangement scheduled for the 23rd of August at 2 p.m.
Okay, and the recommendation is to revoke to straight. Yeah, I still feel that we're not somewhere where I'm comfortable moving on Mr. Griego's case yet. Ms. Pages, you have some input? Anything, any additional information?
No, Judge, just that he does have a hearing. Let me look at my notes really quick. As Ms. Eleni stated, August 23rd at 2 p.m. I did try to contact Mr. Griego. I see that he's on here. If he can just give me a phone number for him, because I was not able to speak with him, Judge.
You might, well, I don't know, Mr. Griego, if you want that on YouTube, or you can put it in the chat and your attorney can see it in the chat. It's up to you. So we're on for an evading with a vehicle for 8 years. Let me see, the previous motions that were filed were leaving El Paso County, failures to report. Okay, that's important. Let me see the settings. Welcome. Computer's really slow. Okay. So really, I know there were some prior failures to report, but I guess he kind of reestablished reporting and then picks up a new offense. I'm not so sure I'm at, how bad was the evading? Was there like an accident? I mean, 8 years seems to be, does he have a long history? 8 years seems to be, you know, kind of lengthy. So were there some underlying circumstances that?
There was no criminal history. Had 2 AFEs that were declined. Let me see.
All right, so I know I am not gonna go forward on anything right now. I'm gonna leave the motion pending and we'll come back in 60 days. If Ms. Alanisi will continue to update the court, if we have any issues in terms of, you know, further lapses or non-compliance on probation, and then maybe we have some more, I have a feeling that we might be here for a minute, but I'm not so sure I want to adjudicate or go that route yet. Especially if nothing results, I don't know, on the Fed side. I don't know what's going to happen over there. But in any event, we'll come back in 60 days for a probation status hearing. Ms. Alanisa, if you'll just go ahead and provide us a case summary when we get close to that hearing date, and we'll go from there.
Okay, Your Honor, I will.
Thank you very much. Mr.
Thank
Grego, stay in contact with your attorney, please. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next?
Stay with Ms. Pages on 9.
Mhm.
In cause number 2022-0D0942 and 2022-0D0941 and 2022-0D0940, State of Texas versus Jesus Mesa. Announcement of council, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
And Myrna Pages for Mr. Jesus Mesa, ready, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. I see a motion to withdraw that's set next week.
Right.
What's the issue on the motion to withdraw?
This is the one, Judge, where we had the bond hearing and then it came to light that one of the complainants we currently represent. And so even though Mr. Mesa wanted us to continue to represent him, the court did not feel comfortable with that. So I went ahead and I talked to him about it. He's okay with us withdrawing on his cases. And since he's in custody, I am asking that he be given an attorney as soon as possible.
Okay, so we have him down for that 16th hearing. I'm sure that I did that because it was the jail slot, right? Let me go back.
Right.
It's the jail slot. So we'll just hear it then.
Okay.
And so we can get Myrna, is this one that I already, not Pages, my Myrna, is this one where we had already exchanged who was next? Is this the one that I think I appointed Joe Vasquez, or is it a different one?
No, Judge, it's a different one because you appointed Joe Vasquez on someone else.
Okay, will you send me the next 5 on him so we can get the attorney here for the setting on Tuesday?
Yes, ma'am.
Por favor. Thank you, Ms. Pages.
Okay, thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, and then on that 2801, we'll make a notation, the 2801 deadline will then, at the very least, go to the next status conference.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next?
Back on page 7, Judge. In cause number 2020-0D01993, State of Texas versus Richard Adrian Williams. Announcement of council, please.
Kent Sutton for the state, ready?
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Gonzalez on behalf of Mr. Williams.
And is that Mr. Williams there in your office?
That
Mr.
is
Gonzalez?
him, Your Honor.
Okay, so we are scheduled today for a motion for early discharge. Had we been here before?
No, Your Honor. We pled him out a while back. We had a case and then he's finished his community service hours. I believe he's done everything he needed to. And I asked Mr. Sutton, I spoke with the probation officer. He did all the community service hours and he paid all his fines and court costs. And that's what we're asking the court to dismiss.
Okay.
He went in and gave his last 2 A's. They were negative. So I believe he's complied with everything he's supposed to.
Let me look up the case summary really quickly. If we had one. Carla, was there a case summary on Mr. Williams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me get there. When I search and do too many things, then everything gets kind of jumbled. Let me just re-click so this will clear up.
Did you find them, Judge, or you want me to forward them?
I got it. I just want to say, oh, yes. All right. Has anyone run a current rap on Mr. Williams?
No, Your Honor.
Let me see. Marufo, is
Yes, Judge, I did run him.
Okay, let me go over there really quickly to Audemars. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, 2004, 2014. Wait, did he just plead in May?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Sutton, you have any thoughts on this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Isn't this when you all had all those feisty negotiations that I was not privy to? Yes, okay, sorry. I only noticed now with the plea date and the probation date.
Your Honor,
Okay. Mhm.
Your Honor, you didn't miss anything, trust me. But, to Mr. Williams' credit, he's done 250 hours, completed all of them, and paid a $4,000 fine. He's done more in a few months than some probationers do in 10 years. So we don't have any objection.
And of course, probation doesn't, let's see, does not oppose. That sure is a short amount of time.
Judge, just so the court knows, he has no priors. This is having to do with his partner's corporation with a bar. I mean, it was a big, in my opinion, big misunderstanding, but it's been around, the way things went down, this stemmed from a civil case. He religiously reported, Your Honor, when he was on bond and never absconded, never missed. Maybe it's a couple calls to Mr. Marufo, but for the most part, this case went on forever, huh, Ken?
Really? What was the 2020? Yeah, let me go back to the Odyssey.
And it actually goes back to 2018 with the civil case, Judge. So.
What's the alleged dates of offense? Let me see. Here's the indictment. It's super short, Mr. Gonzalez. Let me see. 2017.
And this has to do with a partner, an investigation. The civil case is still pending in Paco's court, Your Honor. He's literally was on probation this whole time. If you think about it, when all this started with when they arrested him, we got him bonded out, and I've been working with him.
All right.
He's a real nice young man too, Judge.
All right. Not hearing any objection, consideration of everything that he's done in 3 months. I'm going to grant the request for early discharge. All right. Very much outside of my comfort zone, but I think this case is a little unique. So
it was also reduced down to a misdemeanor, Your Honor, and it was deferred. So
right. My only thing is, if you agree to 24 months, you should expect to do more than 3.
Yeah, but Mr. Sutton and I talked about it, Judge.
But before. I'm fine. So listen, just
thank you, Your Honor. I'll shut up now.
Thank you. Further. Let's just get our order. Carla, is probation providing that order, or does Mr. Gonzalez? I don't know.
It would be Mr. Gonzalez, Judge.
Please get me the order. If you'll email it, Mr. Gonzalez, I'll sign
I will, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right.
Right now.
Good luck to you, Mr. Williams.
Thank you. Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Sutton.
Thank you.
May I be excused, Judge?
Adios. Gracias.
Like leave.
Who's next?
Staying on page 6, Judge. Let me bring Ms. Tejada in. In cause number 2021-0D01246, State of Texas versus Ana Tejada. Announcement of council, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas.
Sandra Alaniz with adult probation.
And Ms. Tejada is appearing remotely as well. We're scheduled for a review hearing. I'm just now, Ms. Alaniz, pulling up the report. Thank you for providing it ahead of time. It looks like we've got 3 skips in June. Potentially some issues with the device. And then I don't think they're listed here, but you're telling me since July 6th that there have been continual skips on the device. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. So I made contact with Lifesaver. In Toxalock, that's a company she has a device with yesterday. I asked them what was going on because I was getting reports that she had like a lot of skips. So I called them, they let me know basically that what's going on is that the device, she's mailing in the devices, so it's taking long to get there, and then for them to upload the reports to the correct, with the correct information. Also, when I looked online, I was noticing, because we had already previously addressed this at the previous court hearing, where she was not showing her face, and she had been showing her face, but now she's going back to not showing her face on the device and it happens to be on the weekends.
Okay, so are we, so at no point was any of this, are we getting any, yes, ma'am. We're not hearing that it's a defective device, right? It has to do with the way that it's getting calibrated, why we're missing, I guess, is that what we're missing tests? Is that what you're telling me? Maybe I don't understand.
So basically, I guess it's just like, I guess prolong the test results just because we don't have, they're not getting the information fast enough for them to update it. So when we go in there and look, it still shows that she's missing, like basically we need to call so that way they can tell us yes or no that she's skipping. I was also gonna ask the court if we can just move her companies, because this is becoming a hassle as far as having to wait that long to get the report, and when we address it to the court, it's like a month later.
Yeah. What kind of device are you thinking about? What would we use?
We can still do the, I don't know if Your Honor wants to do the interlock, or we can do like the mobile device.
Is she allowed to drive? I don't see any conditions here.
I don't see any anything as far as that she's restricted to drive, Your Honor.
Yeah, she wasn't restricted in the original plea agreement indicates an interlock. And I think, is this the one that around the end of the year we had issues where she was locked out quite a bit and we kind of had to get her on track? So we put her on, I guess, the portable. Since she's not restricted in terms of her driving, you have a valid driver's license, Ms. Tejada? Or Tejada?
No, ma'am, I don't.
No, okay, so you can't be driving without a valid driver's license.
No.
So the interlock to me is not really an option, but something that had a more workable way to calibrate would, I don't know if there's something, some other option, Ms. Alanis. Give me a second, Ms. Tejeda.
I think right now Lifesaver does have devices, because I know a lot of them are not, they don't have a lot of devices. I think the whole pandemic thing, they had a shortage. So I want to say, I think Lifesaver is the one company right now that does have some available that she can do that. And then also just to get the GPS on it as well.
Okay. So do you have an idea of how long that would take to transition her over?
I just have to submit basically like a form, so we can go ahead and remove her from Intoxalock and submit another form so that way she can go and go with Lifesaver. But we would have to set up an appointment to see when's the soonest they have anything available and when they have the device available.
Okay, so we're gonna do basically 30 days to do that. And then we're gonna do another review 30 days after that to monitor compliance. Ms. Tejeda, this is what I'm saying right now. I am working with probation to work with you on making sure we have a device that is going to be reporting accurately, but I'm already being notified. Yeah. I'm already being notified of issues right now, and those are not lost on the court. So when I come back in 60 days, once we've got you transitioned over, if I continue to have these, you expect a jail commitment, okay? All righty. Ms. Alanis, if you have any issues, let me know, but we'll do a 30-day and a 60-day review, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Tejeda, just log in the same way we did today. All right. Okay, who's next?
May I please, Your Honor?
Yes, Ms. Alanis, thank you.
Thank you.
Staying on page 6, Judge,
Mhm.
in cause number 2017-0D00480 and 2022-0D00512, State of Texas versus George Luis Roman. Announcement of council, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas.
Justin Underwood for Mr. Roman. How are you guys?
Good morning. Are you okay, Mr. Underwood?
I'm great. How are you, Judge?
I'm well. Okay, good. Good to hear. Didn't know.
Good morning, Your
Sometimes- Good morning, Ms. Santos. Oh, do we need a
Yes,
interpreter?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Then let's get that set up.
May I explain
Absolutely.
to Mr. Roman? I think he's still connecting to audio, though, isn't he? Oh, here he is. Señor Roman, buenos días. ¿Puede, por favor, prender su micrófono? Abajo a la izquierda hay un símbolo de un micrófono. Si puede apretar. Ahí.
Ok.
Sí, vamos a encender una función de interpretación para yo interpretarle simultáneamente lo que se dice en inglés a usted al español, ¿de acuerdo?
Ok, está bien.
¿Lo ha utilizado anteriormente?
Sí.
De acuerdo, pues entonces le voy a recordar cómo hacerlo. Tendrá que ir a los 3 puntitos de su pantalla donde pone más o more. Todavía no está encendido, entonces no lo va a ver, pero yo se lo explico. 3 puntitos más o more. Luego va a haber una opción que va a ser interpretación de idiomas o language interpretation y por favor seleccione el español. ¿De acuerdo?
Ok, está bien.
Ok, I think we're ready, Your Honor.
Okay, can we go ahead and start the interpreter function?
Ahora lo van a encender, señor Román.
Está
Un
bien.
momentito.
If you all please select English, except for Mr. Roman, of course.
¿Le pongo en española? Sí. Sí. Ok, está bien.
Great. And so Mr. George Roman is appearing remotely and also utilizing the assistance of a court interpreter, Ms. Leonor Santos. We are scheduled for pretrial 2801s in the 2022 case, and also the probation case is tracking that. Did you all have an update?
Your Honor, my system is loading for 1 second on the other case.
And Judge, I can tell you that on the 2801.
So I'll tell you on my last, time before last status conference, the only notation I have is parties will resolve. So that's nice. Is that where we're headed? We have a trial in February of 2023.
Yeah, Your Honor, if I may, last hearing we had June 21st, I was supposed to receive a non-pros. I have not received that yet.
I don't think we were able to make contact.
Okay, is that forthcoming? Justin, I cannot hear you. You got to
You guys
select
can't
English.
hear me?
I
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear, Justin.
I can hear you guys.
Yeah, I hear everybody.
Judge, can you not hear me?
Are you on English or Spanish? Did you do the interpretation, Mr. Underwood?
I am.
Oh,
I
that,
hear
that
everything.
came out in all caps. He's going to think I'm yelling.
I can hear the judge. I can hear Miss King. I can hear the interpreter.
Can't hear you, Justin. You need to select English.
Okay, so let me see.
Can everybody else hear him?
Now, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm sorry. Can you try that again?
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, Judge, you can hear me? Okay, no problem. So as far as the 2801 goes, we don't have any motions.
Okay.
The non-pros, I don't know that we were able to make contact with her or whoever this person is. I don't know if Miss King, if their office has had any contact with them at all. I think my client is still doing what he's supposed to do with probation. So that's the update that I have.
Okay. Yeah, I think just looking at the settings, the court's intention was to just track the new case. And so if something changes, if you know this is going to be contested, Ms. King, if, you know, we'll just go by with whatever you all work on. We have our trial in February, so I'm good to go. Is there
Yeah.
anything from probation? I mean, I've seen the motion. Is there anything new to add?
Your Honor, if I may just remind everybody that the case did expire on May 24th of this year.
Okay. All righty. Well, we'll see where we are. Did all the allegations in the motion occur out of, let's say, is it the new offense? Let me go back and get it. Curfew. Well, we have 2 failures to report. And then were there 2 AFVs? Is that what it is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, I remember this one. We kept getting confused with Mr. Avalar, which one was declined and which one stayed. Got it. Okay, I got it, Carla. Well, we'll just go forward to the trial date. So if anything happens with the new case, we'll see then what we do with the probation case, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And Ms. King, if you hear anything on your end, please obviously message us and let us know, and we'll do the same on ours.
I will for sure.
Going forward, as long as your client is checking in on that Monday, Mr. Underwood, I don't know that I need him to appear. Okay. You know, yeah, I really don't think we'll need that. You all can handle it up until the point where we know if we have a trial or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for checking in, Mr. Roman. Get with your attorney and he'll keep you updated. All righty. You have anything else, Mr. Underwood?
I do. I have one more, Judge. I have Ariana Bowen.
On page 8, Judge.
Okay. We had that bond hearing on Tuesday.
Yes. And she was released last night.
Okay. I'm sorry, what page was that, Michael?
Page 8, Judge. Top of page 8.
Do you need to go on the record, Justin?
I do not, Judge. In fact, I think if I recall correctly, this is Ms. Rago's case. And my understanding, based on looking at it and speaking with our client, is that I think my client, I'm not going to say she is completely without fault, but I do think that a lot of the fault that is involved in her case involves the alleged complainant, who apparently has quite the gaggle of issues of his own involving my client. So I don't know if Ms. Rago, I'm sure Ms. Rago hasn't had time to sort through all of that yet, but if I don't know, Samantha, you tell us.
I haven't completely. I'll put a note to review it and I'll give you an updated rec.
Okay. Yeah. And she's got, I know that there's, Judge, we are going to file a motion for investigator because there are going to be numerous times where she got PD case numbers where she made incident reports against this alleged complainant. And my understanding is that the night this happened was that our client was actually taking him to his mother's house, and there was a scene involved and yada, yada, yada. So
I recall that from the bond hearing, that the reference was made regarding the complainant and maybe if he had open cases or not.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, sounds like there's a few things to look at, but other than that, I think we're good to go. We're already at 2801s on her. Wow. Okay. So that's a February trial as well. So we'll see where this ends up. I remember
Yes,
she did not have a record.
No.
Judge, I think the reason the 2801s came around so quickly is because one of the cases, Your Honor, it was filed quite a bit ago. Right.
Okay, so we had one earlier and now this one just tagged on.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think that's still good. We'll see where you all end up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, happy anniversary, sir.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thanks,
Your Honor,
Jen.
may the interpreter be excluded?
Yes, Ms. Santos, thank you very much.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry. Unless, Marufo, did we need anybody else? No?
That was the only one I had on.
Okay. Who else needs to go on the record?
I believe nobody else, Judge. On the admonishment that we had on page 7, he was on this morning and then he logged off.
Okay.
And then on page 10, we have Laura Nevares, and it has a note, needs to make an application for attorney in arraignment.
Is she here?
I was going to bring this one in to find out, Judge. Let me see.
Okay, well, let's get off you